Where is Maria Machado now?
María Corina Machado?
Yeah.
Inside Venezuela.
She's inside Venezuela in hiding.
Yes.
But he asked where.
Yeah. Can you give us coordinates? I'm working for Rick Grinnell. But if that, like, she can manage to remain in hiding in Venezuela and is not trying to get out. I mean, it's an impressive thing that she's staying put.
What do you want me to say about that?
What I want to say about that is, you know,
want me to tell you the logistics of how she's hiding?
You're very hostile all of a sudden. It's amazingly, weirdly hostile. It's the question. The question is why it's, you know her.
I have the privilege of being in touch with her. Yes.
Correct. But I want to know that she desires to stay in the country when so many people, almost every other dissident of any, she will not leave.
She will not leave.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
She will not leave. She will remain there. It would have to be a very, very, very particular circumstance for her to leave.
As someone who does a human rights organization throughout the world in authoritarian countries, and then therefore has insight into that, describe a little bit about the rareness of "she will not leave," because what happens is that people fucking leave, or they do what they need to do so they're not in trouble. The idea that Americans have, like, oh, I would be brave if it came down to it. Describe a little bit about that braveness.
It is, I think it speaks to the nobility of the human spirit. I think there are some people a few hours ago, it was determined that Alexei Navalny was poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
It was the position of the dictatorship of Vladimir Putin that he died of a heart attack. He did not. He was poisoned. And that's just today come out. What leads a man who has already been poisoned once to decide to get on a plane, fly back to Moscow, because people are on the streets protesting, and he wants to be with them and lead them? You can view it as this person is crazy. They are the sorts of people who run toward the bullets, who run toward the burning buildings. And then there's the idea that there are some people who are willing to put themselves in harm's way because they are romantics. What ails so much of the developed world is they've lost their romantics because the cynics run the media, the cynics run entertainment companies, the cynics is what feeds the culture. The cynics are the ones who do art that tells you, you live in a hateful culture, you are hateful. So much of what I have observed in the United States since I was a student at the University of Pennsylvania, when I was told I was not allowed to have certain thoughts or not allowed to speak certain things, and that led me into the arms of the independent student newspaper where we would object against the system, is these romantic ideals. And being a romantic is, I think, what all of these dissidents, all of these people who stood up against remarkable odds, it speaks to the nobility of the human spirit, that they are able to see such tragedies and turn those tragedies into some sort of triumph. In the case of Navalny, unfortunately and sadly, he was murdered. María Corina Machado, they have not killed her. I can't even fathom what it would mean if they did. But you ask me about her, what leads her to do that? I think maybe we can get her to tell you. And her answer is not going to be some kind of literary exposition. It's going to be because I believe this, and I think this is wrong, and I'm going to stand against this.